Yo, what's good? This is your boy Mark, aka Robert James Winterborn, aka Skater Claus, aka Big MC, aka a lot of things. So I want to do something a little different today and do a review of my favorite rap song of all time and just kind of talk about um, the elements of it that I really like. Um, and just to give you a little background, this song is called Freedom Form Flowing, and it's on a Gift of Gab EP that came out called Rejoice, Rappers Are Rapping Again. A little background. So, uh, Gift of Gab is from a rap group called Black Alicious from the Bay Area. He's well known for a song called Alphabet Aerobics, which is where he goes through and does a bunch of different rhymes based on alliterations going from A to Z. And he also has a song called Chemical Calisthenics, where he just kind of talks about chemistry at actually like a very high level, but he does it in the form of rhyme. Also, something else to note is that Daniel Radcliffe, who was the kid who played Harry Potter in the Harry Potter movies, he has performed both of those songs on late night talk shows, and he talks about how he likes the music and he likes to learn the lyrics to these very complex songs because he thinks it helps him with his acting and like his elocution and being able to deliver lines on time, stuff like that. So yeah, it's Gift of Gab from Black Alicious, Bay Area group. Then I'm gonna go out of order of who raps. So Gift goes first. I'm gonna go to the third guy now, and you'll see why when I explain it. So the third guy is R.A. the Rugged Man, and he's just an old school New York legend. Biggie Smalls once said about R.A. the Rugged Man, like, oh shoot, I used to think I was the dopest rapper, and basically he was saying like he thought R.A. was the best. And honestly, I would say it's hard to say who the best rapper is, but R.A. is very much high on the list. So R.A. the Rugged Man comes up third. And then in the middle is this kid Afro. And the reason why I mentioned R.A. first is because Afro came to prominence by basically entering a contest that R.A. the Rugged Man sponsored. So he took a beat from one of his songs and basically was like, hey, who can just do the dopest rhyme on this song? And it's called The Definition of a Rap Flow. And so there was different judges who were MCs, long-standing rappers, and basically they just chose a winner, and they found this kid, and he just was amazing. He had a very unique style. He was on several morning talk shows and different shows where he kind of showed off his freestyle skill. And so yeah, he's kind of up and coming. Honestly, I believe he's put an album out, or maybe an EP. I'm not exactly sure, but he's got a very unique style, and he's a really cool cat. So yeah, it's the three of them. They're all on this, and these guys are all basically the top of the game. Um, and there's different things that I want to highlight in all their verses, but I just want to make note that all of them do these different things that I'm going to talk about in their verse. It's just some of them I kind of want to highlight different things. So to start off with, the song starts with Gift of Gab. And what I like about him is, in this track particularly, he does set up a motive, but he varies from it. But really, it's just like like almost every syllable rhymes with every syllable in the next line. So the syllable rhyming is really out of control. So I'm gonna start the song and just know that I'm gonna be pausing it just to like interject with my comments and probably pausing it between each verse. So here it goes: Freedom Form Flowing, Gift of Gab, Afro, R.A. the Rugged Man.
head in this evidence. I will never be able to ever quit. Feeling enveloped, hell of a relevance. Letters and elegant metaphors ready to set it off. Then on your petty levels, I'm ready and able to murder endurance. All on the pieces of murky and embarrassing. Honoring easily crumbs. Chill, it easily comes like even repeating the city alarm. I creep to the beat of a drum that's unique to me as I keep it 100. Leaving the regions and leaving it down. If people don't cease and deep in the mud, well, some of them keeping it up. Like there is a leak in the mud. We better start reaching the blood. We hit it for economic to get what you looking up, bro. I'm creeping beneath the top. The surface will purpose. I'm killing the limits of what MCs should be. It's the limits of the mission is weakening and keeping it dumb. Keep sleeping, I'm tweaking the frequency of MCing and being a piece of the puzzle. Bringing me, seeking and freedom and what? It needs to be free and the equal is one. The nation is bobbing and leaving. Afraid of the awful and evil. Don't get that power to lead you away from the power proceeding creation. See all of the leaders to take us about in the season. And use the law of receiving and giving the living. If y'all are believing in infinite knowledge is breathing and hell and out of the top of the grade.
All right, so I'm sorry that it stopped a couple times there and paused. I'm streaming it off of YouTube on my TV. But hopefully you guys got that. And like I said, I mean, a lot of what I really like about it is just like how many of the syllables rhyme. But you know, he did also kind of set up a motive like, you know, and I mean, he's just a dope rapper. He's an OG in the game. There's not much I can say about him other than he's probably maybe I would say for me, I think he's probably at least top five, maybe top three. Um, so the next guy we're gonna go into is Afro, and Afro's like I said, he's a young cat. He's not, you know, I don't know if I would call him an OG at this point. But what I like about his part is, first of all, he just has like a really unconventional style of flow. He's very comfortable delivering over the bar, um, but he sets up motives like you know, kind of da 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 da. I mean, that's not his motive, but he kind of like a rhythm of flow, and then he switches up the motive several times throughout his verse. So let's give it a listen and just try and you know listen for how he can switch up the motive, and I think it's interesting. And also, one more thing I'll say about Black Alicious is again like he does set up some motives, and some of it's predictable. The multi-syllable rhyming is great, but then he also varies from it some too, which makes it a bit unpredictable and makes it more interesting to me.
The path of the righteous person, laughing and tiger, the burden of action, and try to combat it, combat it, city. It wins the past of millennium, natural rise in the surface, snatching your life, these purses. I'm a little brother like my kid, when I got around on a stage for a little down the time, I'm grabbing the mic and I'm urgent, smashing a dime for certain, splashing the ice with bourbon, pros don't sit so crazy, hoes wanna get for a baby, crash when you're driving, you're burning, a lot of people winding the speakers ain't working, I'm driving a 9-inch Jeep and you're swerving, I'm back with the eyes of a serpent, back with a knife for purchase, I'm hacking the rhymes and the heat is conversing, attacking his mind, I got people you worship, here with a vengeance, up here in the mere sentence, be the apprentice, fall on a track with Gavin, or combined with the beat to be murking, drama unravel, no commence, while in the shadows, hold the fence, call it a battle, most intense, honey dips in them silly bars, they got the new me, I know thick, but money clips and the holy cause is not usually pro shit, they even ride at the freedom feet and feed the freedom fighter with dope skis, they keep the fire, the reason he beats, cause he admire the OGs.
All right, so yeah, that was Afro, and again, you know, one of the things I really like about it is he just fluently changes up motives and also timing. Um, you know, going into RA, I want to talk more about timing with RA. But yeah, I mean, he has things where it kind of bounces one way and then he switches it up throughout the verse. He's rhyming fast pace, he goes over the bar, and you know, at the end, he switches up the timing. And so he's just a really innovative guy. I mean, some people kind of have criticized him because they're like, I have no idea what he's talking about. Um, and I mean, a lot of people listening to this probably like some of the things I've heard are like, oh, well, they go so fast I can't even understand it. But that's just rap music. Like you know, you have to kind of have a certain understanding of the delivery and flow to be able to follow along with it. And the more you kind of break it down, the better you get at that. It's kind of like graffiti or something where most people who just look at it can't understand what it says, but after you've spent time with it, you kind of understand the letter forms and stuff like that. Um, so next we're gonna go into R.A. the Rugged Man, and he does all these different things that I'm talking about, changing up motives, multi syllable rhyming and rhyming almost every syllable in a line. But what I really like about this verse here is that his timing is ridiculous. He seamlessly goes from the kind of timing that he set up, so like original timing, to double, triple, and even quadruple it, and he's seamless with it. So take a listen to this and listen for kind of like the shifts of the timing. It's pretty obvious, but also there's a point in it where he says switch it up, or he uses the word switch. I'm not exactly sure what the line is, but it's cool because he says switch and then the timing switches up. So try and listen out for that.
Ride with us, rivals fighting five of us, bitches slide with us. My dick is harder than elephant ivory tusk. Bafflement bites and fight the dust, slime and trust, life of lust. Tyson fighting knife, slicing guts, sniffing cyber dust. Filling in mind with the hate and jealousy, throwing the bucket like him with the LB. Rocking my therapy, check out my melody, ducking the melody. Nothing they telling me, never forget him. I send him to heaven. I win independent position. I've been in again and again, and I'm rolling and throwing. It'll never be ending. The message and lesson I'm sending is killing civilians in Yemen. The bigger the spending, the people pretending to feed them with speeches. The people offending, the weapon possession, the Second Amendment is free on bad bitches.
Slow down.
Gift of Gab, black delicious. You could watch that Harry Potter, Radcliffe, rap this shit. Like when I gotta drop in the hip hop and it don't stop with the whole line and the whole time. Do the windmill, do the wop, do the robot flow. I never go pop, two shots, whole sock, taking a dick and a nun. Hungry blow cock at the church, poke when the dick flop. The white flame night train, games around, but the bitch be riding my dick like Greyhound. I ain't play with no gimmick when they give it every minute and I take it to the limit. And even when I'm in it, when I'm making an exhibit, is it entertaining? Is it? Hey, President, race, picket, slow, get it, James Van Bevel, reign forever. Act like a dick, I'll be the pussy till he change gender. Switching, launching the rocket and making it brain up, feeling, revealing the opinion, and sinning, the vision, and seeing the birds of the heavens. We live in and give it dominion, and in the beginning, the women, I'm pinning the devil, is winning the end of the end and the evil, and tricking the murder, religion, the media, spinning this painted, I'm bringing them out.
We're gonna let it ride out. All right, so that's the song with R.A. there. I hope you could see like how he was, seamlessly switching up between, single, double, triple, and quadruple timing. It's pretty dope. Also, there is the one thing I already mentioned where he used the word switch and then switched the timing. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but you know how I said Daniel Radcliffe like rapped Gifts, some of Gifts' songs, his two probably most famous. So, R.A. has a line in there where he says, you can watch that Daniel Radcliffe rap his shit. So, I think that's just a great line. I honestly, part of me thinks maybe it would have sounded better if he said you could watch this Daniel Radcliffe bitch rap his shit, but I don't want to criticize like someone who is, in my opinion, one of the greatest rappers of all time, and I'm sure he has a reason for how he put the line together. I mean, maybe he didn't want to call Daniel Radcliffe a bitch. I mean, Daniel Radcliffe is giving Gift of Gab a lot of exposure. I mean, I bet there's a ton of people that watched, his appearances on, I think it was Jimmy Fallon and, another night show, and were like, oh, who's this guy, Black Alicious? And like actually got into his music because Black Alicious is amazing. Um, that's about it. The only other note I'd say is I just like the beat. Um, I'm a big sucker for having piano and hip hop beats, and in general, I really like it when they have samples of like live instruments or they actually have live instruments. I'm not too big of a fan of stuff that's only computer generated. But it just depends. The video's really good. Check it out if you just Google freedom form flowing. The video's on there. It's well done. It's I don't know, like I don't want to say low budget because I bet it's not because I mean it's so well done, but it's kind of like half hip hop video stereotype, and the other half is just kind of like nutty stuff. So check it out. Check out Blackalicious. The album Blazing Arrow is an absolute classic, and the follow up to Blackalicious is Blazing Arrow. The Craft is also a great album. Every one of his albums is great, but those are the two I would recommend. Starting first with Blazing Arrow. Afro, again, honestly, I don't know. I didn't do my homework. I know he's got some stuff out there. I think he's got an album or an EP, but just Google Afro, but it's A-F-R-O. And then R.A. the Rugged Man, he has two albums. One's called Legends Never Die. That's the most recent one, and that's an amazing album. I do want to say this, though. R.A. the Rugged Man is probably one of the best ever, but he is not for the faint of heart. His music is really raw. There's a lot of cursing. There's a lot of imagery that wouldn't be appropriate for kids or people who are the faint of heart. But still, I mean, I honestly like if you had to ask me right now, I'd say RA is the best ever. So that's Freedom Form Flowing. I don't know. If anyone likes this video, maybe I'll make more. I just had nothing to do today and thought that I would do a breakdown. Also, let me know if there's stuff I missed. Let me know if things I said that were wrong. Let me know what your interpretations of the song are. All right, y'all. Peace. Listen to Freedom Form Flowing a lot. Bye.